Hi and welcome to this week's Catch Up and a Coffee. I got a chance to catch up with one of my previous clients, Clare, who reached out just after COVID. She signed up to this weekend's Learn to Lift workshop, and it was great to see that she's still practicing what I taught her 5 years ago. Clare shares her experience of the workshop, new top tips that she picked up, and also her own experience since starting to lift weights 5 years ago, what she has gained, confidence, she's stronger, she's built better habits, and she has a very valuable lesson to all women out there that they just need to reach out. Right, so this is Clare.
Hello.
We're having a catch up and a coffee. So don't look at the mug.
I've had mine.
You've had yours. Clare has come back to me to do this weekend's workshop, haven't you, Clare?
Yeah.
So Clare first trained with me how long ago?
Probably straight after COVID, I was looking for a female trainer. I think that's when I found you, after lots and lots of Googling to find the right one.
Yeah, well.
You were hard to find then, you're probably not as now.
No, but was I worth the wait?
You were worth the wait. You were like hen's teeth. You're still like hen's teeth. You were worth the wait, and that's why I keep coming back to catch up with you. And the vibe in here is absolutely amazing, inspirational. It is what you've started here.
Thank you, Clare.
It really is. You've got
that.
such a cool tribe or sisterhood. I know you have a couple of the odd bloke still left hanging around, but that's all right. we don't mind that. We're just cracking on.
We let them
in the rack. They're just getting on with it, and working and training together. It's just a great vibe, great place.
Thanks for that. I appreciate feedback. So when you've come back this weekend, what did you find it useful?
Very useful.
Did you pick new tips or what?
Completely, totally. Just the cues that you give, I always remember them. I won't repeat them all because some of them are unrepeatable.
Tits and tea.
I still use that all the time, and with the friends I training, because I took all that knowledge into my gym, which is a university gym, and the girls I train with, I give them all those skills.
Yeah, because I've got to share the knowledge.
Passing that knowledge on and get them doing, being strong rather than these silly banded butt winks or whatever they're up to. I have no idea what some people are doing, and that's fine. They can crack on. But if you want to get strong and stay strong, get up and off the toilet.
Yeah.
When you're older.
Yeah.
And as well, I reached when I came to you, I was probably I was about 45, and everything's just changed a little bit. I'm probably in the perimenopause. I've discovered HRT. And some days I'm not as strong, but that's okay.
That's okay. We don't. Not strong every day.
We're not. Knowing that and recognising that is super important.
Changing your training around.
Yeah.
So you've got that knowledge.
Yeah, and the more knowledge you have, the more you can adapt your training.
Yeah.
If you're not following that knowledge and you're not progressing on it, then you're never gonna change and be able to get stronger and develop.
Yeah. That's why I said to the girls in here, that's very important that, as us coaches, we should be reinvesting our knowledge as well, because then we can then pass that knowledge on to our clients, and then we can go out there into the world. Just because of what we see on social media is not always the right knowledge, but you think it is, don't you? Because you watch that. So what was the biggest takeaway from the weekend?
The biggest takeaway, I think, checking in on my technique and form. And really you just looking at that and addressing the way I was standing or the strength, making sure you've got all of those 5 key areas that you've talked about that I remember, like squeezing your lemons and your breathing, and then once you've got them, all of those, those 5 key elements in place, you can lift. Yeah. And it's remembering that. And sometimes you don't do all of that when you're in a different.
Yeah, you forget. Sometimes you forget. You're sort of training with. You just go in and think, I need to get my session, and then you come out and you forget. Even I'm guilty of that.
Yeah.
I had a session with my coach, and just tiny little things. So, what would you say to any woman who, when I do my next workshop, what would you tell them if they, if they're a bit?
I'd just tell them to do it, to come. And what's great is it's a great practice run for the gym you haven't been in yet.
Yeah.
So this allows you to be familiar with the equipment, what's a rack, what's a, you know, a biscuit or a bumper or whatever it is you want to call them. I think that's the main thing for me when I came in here. I developed a new confidence. So the gym I go to, I'm always downstairs in the weights now.
Yeah.
Walking into a rack, putting a bar in, and I know it's different in every gym. You still have to. Every gym's got different kit, haven't it?
Yeah.
Really. And that's what I'd say. Do it. It's a weekend. I know you do some just stays and that, but that is the first part of overcoming any gym anxiety or any worry about because people, they just take too much on all in one go. You can just break it down. Turning up is really important, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I would just
and
be like,
learning the basics and just being patient. I think women, we're not patient. We want everything.
No, we want it now. We want to do it. And you know, there isn't the one good thing. I mean, the one thing I really learned from you is it isn't a quick fix. If you know, I laugh at someone. Someone said, "What are you doing at the weekend?" I said, "I'm going to practice lifting and to be strong." "Oh, you'll get super muscly. You'll look like X, Y, and Z." I went, "I will never, because I just won't."
We haven't got enough testosterone.
Exactly, but also people who you know, who look at that amazing, that's years and years.
It is years and years.
Food discipline, it's a different thing.
Yeah.
And then
it's not for the everyday
it's not the
job.
everyday.
The woman who's in her 50s isn't going to look like that, because she hasn't got time to think about the sleep they need, or the food they need to eat, and the discipline when they're going to the gym. I mean, most women, you know, they're lucky if they can get to the gym 3 times a week, because the kids, you know, taxis, aren't they?
Yeah.
The kids and stuff.
And just knowing, you know, simple things like standing tall, watch your posture, all of those things are really super important. Like you say, you know, lots of people are on the computers, they're working from home, or they're just not standing up.
Yeah.
And
we're de-evolving as humans, I think. It's only going to get worse unless we fix that.
I just would come with a friend. That's a great one if you can. Yeah. It does help, but you don't have to. Just get in here. Yeah. Just come in. Even just walking in. I think the first time I came, I just was like, "Can I just pop in and see you?
Yeah.
Can I just come and have a look?"
I don't bite, do I?
You didn't? No.
As I'm hungry.
You didn't bite. You were absolutely fine, and everyone was fine, and it was a great place, and that's why I keep coming back.
Yeah.
And I will keep coming back.
Yeah.
You know.
She can still do a Turkish kettle.
I could still do a Turkish under pressure. You made me do that. Yeah. I'm not doing it now though.
No,
that's
it's fine.
it.
I won't be.
I've had 10 hours of
coaching. Coaching non-stop. It's a lot. It is a lot to take in, isn't it? I think a lot of women, you know, a lot of the women have gone and thought, God, like, you know, I didn't realise there was so much to it. But there's a lot to lifting weights if you want to learn to lift correctly and safely. Yeah. Breathing, grip, lats, absolute strong, connecting the chain. It's
all of that. Yeah. But you've got to. It's like anything. It's forever, isn't it? It's forever. You've got to, and within that time frame from coming to you and then coming back, I've done loads of reading. Yeah. And worked it out and understood just things about my body a little bit more. Yeah. And I think that's one of the biggest difference with who you represent, which is Strong First, is that's the difference to just rocking up in any gym and some lovely gorgeous 18-year-old giving you a program that makes you really hurt, not just the next day but the day after and the day after that. That's not.
No, because we want.
That's okay.
It's okay, but what we want, especially for, you know, it's about doing something activity every day. So if you come into the gym and I was absolutely going to batter your legs, which I can if you want me to, you're not going to get any enjoyment out of that. The next day you're not going to be able to go for a walk or be active, or you're going to get up and down at work and you're like, oh my God, and then you're going to hate and you're going to then not want to come back. And it doesn't take a clever person to be somebody. It takes somebody to educate them and like, I can release you if I want you to, but I want you to be able to train 3 times a week. If I batter you on a Monday, you still can't walk on Wednesday, well then, you know,
there's no point. And I think that happens a lot. I see that a lot, and it does puts women off, particularly because What's the fun in going? You know, you see all these silly videos where they can't walk the next day. Is that
it's not fun.
I can't
there's no purpose.
There's no real purpose. And knowing that and understanding it and understanding food, you know, how we fuel our bodies, all of those things that you were talking about, that I was like, oh yeah, it is a lot, but if you just break it down, it really does make a difference.
So since lifting weights, you learned 5 years ago. What benefit have you found since lifting weights?
Total, I'm stronger, obviously, a lot stronger. I walk different. I stopped drinking, so I'm 4 years this July the 2nd. That was a massive game changer for me. I have got the Party Dad t-shirt, so I wasn't missing out on anything. Not drinking was a massive thing, and then training, because also you're getting better habits. And that's what it's all about, getting into better habits. I feel more comfortable in my body, in my clothes. If I had to go on the beach, you know, or if you wanted to feel better naked or not, but you feel better in yourself. You've just got more confidence in yourself.
Do you find it's helping you in your day-to-day tasks now that you are 5 years older?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Well, I'm constantly saying to everyone, you just need to really get the good grounding, because the fitness industry is not just the fastest growing, but it's the most nonsensical, to be fair. It's the most confusing. It makes a shitload of money. Brilliant.
Well, I haven't seen that yet.
Because you could, though. Like, that's what I mean. You care and you do it differently. You want your clients who become friends to be coming back 10 years, 15 years, you know.
I've got longevity.
There's no gyms I've ever gone back into or thought of any PTs and gone, I missed that top tip that PT. I've never done that. And I've had
lessons.
Yeah, that's what we like. And I've had a few different personal trainers, and people say to me, well, how come you're lifting, you're coming back to this? I was like, because you're always learning. If you think you're never not learning, like, you have a coach.
I have a coach, yeah. I'm always learning.
And then you tell us, and then we pass it on. So bring on the next one. There you go.
Thanks for coming back.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me back.
You're always welcome back.
I know I am.
Everyone's welcome back. They always come back.
Get in, just come in, walk through the door. Get in.
The hardest lift is walking through. The hardest one is pushing the door and coming in. And being like, you know, all we want to do is educate women to lift weights the right way, you know, the safe way, and learn the difference between, you know, conventional deadlift and a sumo, and, you know, why you don't pick up the 2.5 kilograms, because your kids weigh more than that.
Totally.
You know, I think
your shopping does.
Yeah, your shopping does, exactly. You know, so women have this, you know, I can't lift that. Well, hang on, how much do your kids weigh? You pick them up every day. So it's about it's about giving the women the confidence. Or putting it in a different perspective. Oh, well, actually, I do. I lifted my kid and, you know, walked up the stairs with him. You know, how much does your kid weigh? Oh, well, a 3-year-old in the way, whatever. Well,
completely.
You can lift more than 2.5 kettlebell.
And you're not slogging your guts out for an hour every day. You can work it into your cycle, into your life, into everything, and you can be strong and enjoy it, because enjoying it is the most important thing. I love lifting weights. I love lifting heavy stuff when I can do that.
And you know it's going to then, what you're doing now is going to help. What you did 5 years ago has helped you now. What you do now is going to help you in 5 years. And what you're doing is going to help you. It's just like a domino effect. Like, that's why I don't train for tomorrow. I train for 10 years tonight.
Totally.
So when you retire, you can enjoy yourself.
When I retire. Thanks for that. Thanks.
Bye. Bye.